After Messi won the World Cup, Messi's long-term rival Ronaldo was left behind in the GOAT discussion. However, recent doubts about Messi's absence due to injury at the Hong Kong leg of the global tour have escalated into a serious PR disaster. Both the organizer of the matches belonging to Messi's club and the Chinese official media have faced the wrath of Chinese public, with the latter escalating the whole incident to a new political level. Let's examine the causes and consequences of this event together, and whether the netizens on the internet are overreacting. Let's rewind to February 2nd, 2024. After Inter Miami concluded their match in Saudi Arabia, the entire team flew to Hong Kong to prepare for the exhibition match on February 4th. However, on the day of the match, Messi did not play at all and left the scene quickly after the match. Another major star, Suarez, only warmed up on the sidelines and did not play. Reading that Messi was listed as a substitute, the audience quickly became excited as the game entered its final stages. The fans on site were shouting Messi's name loudly, but ultimately Messi did not play, leading to boos throughout the stadium. People demanded refunds from the organizers, angry fans threw trash on the field, and some even kicked and defaced Messi's promotional portraits around the stadium. Throughout the entire promotional period, the organizer consistently focused on the football king, Messi, and set up quite expensive ticket prices, ranging from 800 to 4,800 Hong Kong dollars, breaking the record for the highest ticket price for all football matches in Hong Kong. For Inter Miami, a relatively new club, to be able to sell tickets at such high prices for an exhibition match in Hong Kong and attract 2 million fans scrambling for tickets, which sold out within an hour of ongoing sales, shows that this fervor was entirely aimed at Messi. To put it bluntly, if Messi weren't there, even with a 50% discount on tickets, hardly anyone would want to buy them and attend. Therefore, it's not difficult to understand how disappointed the fans were when Messi didn't play at all and left hastily after the match. However, sports events differ significantly from other types of entertainment in one crucial aspect: the possibility that athletes may not appear due to injury, which is also one of the inevitable factors in sports events. So, although the fans were both dissatisfied and angry, if Messi was genuinely injured and the organizers provided appropriate compensation, the situation would quickly calm down. Just when it seemed like the incident was about to settle down, the first crucial point arrived. On February 5th, all Inter Miami players, including the injured Messi, flew out of Hong Kong at noon and arrived in Tokyo that evening. In the exhibition match on February 7th, both Messi and Suarez, who had missed the Hong Kong match, appeared. Although Messi entered the field as a substitute, he was quite active on the pitch, even attempting a shot in the 78th minute, just 3 days after Hong Kong match. The more active Messi was in Tokyo, the more disgruntled Chinese fan became. On the evening after the Tokyo match, the social media platform of the organizer of Inter Miami's Hong Kong event were flooded with angry comments from countless Chinese netizens. Someone even made a metaphor to describe their feelings, imagining a man who had been in a relationship with his girlfriend for many years, had gotten engaged, sent out wedding invitations, and invited relatives and friends to attend. However, at the last moment during the wedding, the girlfriend suddenly called it off and ran to the home of her lifelong rival, saying that she wanted to marry him instead. How would this man feel? Chinese fans are adopting this posture right here. Following this, not only did netizens revolt, but Chinese official media also joined in. Under official guidance, the firepower became increasingly concentrated, targeting Messi directly, also implying that Messi's decision was influenced by unknown parties with bad intentions. The Global Times, a Chinese state-run media outlet, published an editorial directly pointing fingers at Messi and Inter Miami, stating that Messi's lively performance in Tokyo compared to his inability to appear 3 days prior raises question about his integrity. The latter part of the article directly criticizes Messi and Miami's explanation as unconvincing, and goes on to suggest that Messi's action had political motives, insinuating that external forces intentionally embarrass Hong Kong to hinder its economic prosperity. This mention of external forces directly elevates the entire incident to the political level. Before this, the direction of public opinion on Chinese social media didn't have a direct outlet, more like the chaotic aftermath of a car crash. However, after the official media published their articles, a unified front emerged, with Messi being directly targeted and many fans turning against him, even organizing a permanent boycott of Messi. In reality, during the live broadcast of the incident, there were still many uncertainties we can only analyze based on information publicly available. The attitudes of Hong Kong authorities hosting the Inter Miami event and the Chinese central government. According to the latest information, the Chinese Football Association has suspended cooperation with the Argentine Football Association. The official website of the Football Association has deleted all news about Messi, and the planned March appearance of the Argentine team in Hangzhou has been cancelled. At the same time, multiple surveys have been launched on Chinese social media, with as many as 90% of voters expressing their intention to boycott Messi. Since the official Chinese football organization has clearly expressed its condemnation of Messi, coupled with content released by the official state media during this period, we can reasonably conclude that China's current official stance primarily targets Messi, with Inter Miami right behind. However, upon reviewing the course of events, we can easily identify some inconsistencies. Firstly, the responsibility of the organizers seems vague. The organizer of this event, Tatler, is primarily a fashion magazine and lacks experience in hosting such commercial sporting events in the past. This was not a straightforward contractual issue. Here we quote Wang Tao, former host of CCTV Sports Channel and a senior football commentator. According to his understanding, Tatler's cooperation in this exhibition match was with Inter Miami, not Messi or Messi's team. Therefore, Messi's team was not involved at all in the process of advancing this cooperation. Seeing this, some fans might wonder if there could be any issues with negotiating events with the club to which the players belong. Indeed, in most cases, this might seem reasonable, but we must understand that today's individual is Messi, not just any other player. As we mentioned at the beginning, the exorbitant ticket price sold out within an hour, solely due to the effect brought by Messi, which represents a different commercial aspect of Miami. This was also one of the conditions for Messi joining Inter Miami. He would certainly have a certain degree of control over the team's commercial matters, which Miami implicitly acknowledged. To prove the validity of this logic, Wang Tao pointed out that the remuneration behind Miami China tour on November 5th last year, as well as the planned commercial invitation for the Argentine China tour in March, included two parts of expenses. One part belonged to Miami and the Argentine Football Association, and the other part was separately allocated to Messi and Messi's team. However, it's unclear whether there was a lack of experience or other consideration at play for the organizer, Tatler Asia. Tatler only collaborated with Inter Miami, completely bypassing Messi's team, without any so-called secondary remuneration, which deviated from the norms of the industry for such a superstar. Therefore, when landing in Hong Kong, Messi likely faced two situations. First, his injury was not fully healed, and second, he did not have a formal income from this match. In such circumstances, even if Messi was truly injured, as long as the conditions were negotiated properly, there should have been a solution to appease the fans, such as simply playing for a few minutes to fulfill his obligation, which, while not perfect, wouldn't have led to the explosion we're seeing today. However, at this point, the organizer chose not to communicate, but instead pressure through Inter Miami, leading to a deadlock. This also stemmed from Tatler's initial mistake. They didn't involve Messi's team from the beginning, so when problem arose, they lost the direct channel and relationship for negotiation and could only pressure through Inter Miami, resulting in increasingly tense atmosphere and eventually leading to the current explosive situation. In the eyes of the public, the organizer, Inter Miami, and Messi's team are all responsible, but the biggest victims are the fans. After all, no one wants to see what's happening today. Next, let's cite another piece of information allegedly disclosed by an insider. This blogger stated that Tatler had a good relationship with the founder and president of Inter Miami, David Beckham, and they together facilitated this commercial match. During the process, the Hong Kong government, eager to showcase its capabilities, sponsored the event. However, for Inter Miami, their cooperation was only with Tatler, and they couldn't access the money sponsored by Hong Kong, let alone Messi and his team. Therefore, the additional tasks requested by the government, such as queuing with officials, shaking hands, presenting awards, and making speeches, were not within the scope of the agreed cooperation. Hence, this insider suggested that most likely scenario was that Inter Miami was simply paid to play, and Messi didn't want to be used as a mascot for the Hong Kong government, as nobody wants to be taken advantage of, especially considering a recent analysis report by foreign media outlets like Bloomberg, pointing out that since the easing of pandemic in Hong Kong, there have been few international celebrities visiting, and large-scale events are rare. Seeing their international status gradually diminishing, and with the negative impact of the slowing Chinese economy, the purpose behind government sponsorship of the event is quite clear: to boost Hong Kong's image and stimulate consumer spending. Here, let's switch back to the present incident. Tatler bypassed Messi's team and signed a $6.5 million fee with Inter Miami. Compared to Messi's individual ability to attract money, he didn't want to be treated as a mascot and subjected to additional requests, which is not difficult to understand. While there may have been some emotional factors at play from all sides, looking at the three major players in this incident, Inter Miami is a newly established club. Tatler has never organized such sporting events, and Messi has just undergone a significant transition in his career. Messi repeated the reason for his absence from the highly anticipated game against the local League 6 in Hong Kong on 4th of February. As I said in a press conference, I had an inflamed adductor and couldn't play in the first game in Saudi Arabia, which is when I felt it. In the second game, I tried to play for a bit, but it got worse. Then on the day before the game in Hong Kong, I tried to train and made an effort for all those who had come to watch training. It felt better a few days later, and that's why I played for a bit in Japan to prepare fitness-wise for everything to come, because I needed to play and get back up to speed. It might also be likely that Tatler intentionally did this, to bypass Messi's team to avoid exorbitant fees, yet charging a high fees for the fans to increase its profits. Currently, there's no evidence to prove that Messi faked his injury, and the claim of external forces by Chinese official media cannot be confirmed. Instead of seeing this as the main cause, it might be better understood as a unified way for the official media to control public opinion, as pulling it up to the political level has always been the best way to maintain control of public sentiment. That's all for today. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.